Hi, Gianluca. How are you?
Bobby, I'm fine, thanks. I see that I don't know it's Victor's Ortega.
Is that
I
you?
no, it's not. It's not mine. Ortega, no. And
I don't think
also,
it's mine, although I have a note taker, but it usually doesn't show up before me. And he was here before me. So that's
but
really odd because it has to be one of us.
yeah, I think so. But I don't
Maybe it
know.
is me. I don't know. Usually they sign up after I sign in, and it looked like he was here already. Let me just go check my Gmail and see if it says he's on the meeting for me. Hold on. I usually get a notice
Mhm.
in my Gmail. Let's see. Nope, not for me.
No, for me.
I wonder if somebody can just send a note taker to our meeting. Or maybe it's something that the whatchamacallit, the Linux Foundation does now so that they have notes on each meeting.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
that's possible.
we can ask to them.
Yes. In the meantime,
Mhm.
let's just I think it's just gonna be me and you, it looks like. Unless people log in later.
Mhm.
Oh, J Ram's here. Excellent. So
Hello,
let
John.
me get to the presentation.
Mhm.
I'm going to share my screen. That's the wrong slide. That's how I feel this morning. That's about it. Uh, okay. So welcome to the Hyperledger Foundation, or shall I say Linux Foundation Decentralized Trust morning meeting, December 9th, Monday, of the AI FAQ. This is a Linux Foundation call. So we have the antitrust policy and the code of conduct. Antitrust policy just talks about dealing with competitors on calls and what information you share and don't share and how you want it out there. And the code of conduct is just to act respectfully towards other people. Today we're going to go over, and thank you, Gianluca, for putting this together. I think you jumped on Trello and saw all my notes. So I'm glad JRAM is here because this is going to be a good test for Gianluca and I because I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Hold on. Okay,
Maybe.
so it's going to be a good test for Gianluca and I because we are now pivoting to a funded company. So Wednesday night, we're going to learn about funding and whether or not the program we've gone through finds our product valuable enough to invest in. And I think they will because one of our advisors is the head of the program and he just recently joined. So it all looks good for funding. I know I'm excited. I'm trying to cancel a few things to try to make that Wednesday meeting come hell or high water. Um, but we'll see about that. So one of the things that we're doing, I'm just going to go over the business topics, is the team members. We're trying to get commitments out of the team members. So what Gianluca and I have basically committed to is we say 20 hours. It's more like 30. I'm sure for Gianluca, it's more like 50 hours. And
Thank
we're going
you.
to start keeping track of that in Trello, how much time you have in. We have a team member form which discusses the level of commitment from team members. So there's, I call it commitment light, where you can just jump on a specific project going on within the AI FAQ ecosystem. And that's kind of like part-time work. You don't, and there's still some vesting interest in owning the company in that. But that's going to be more like what's the company where you can hire people? Figma? No, that's not it. What am I thinking of? Anyway, it'll be an adjunct pickup job work. The next level up is what I call part-time, where you commit to 20 hours a week. You'll get a certain percentage in the company that gets vested over a year. It's a very fair and equitable. At the same time, once we do get funded, you will be getting paid as well for your work. The vested interest in the company is just our way of saying thank you for being with us from the very beginning. So you're not committing 20 hours a week for the next 52 weeks with no compensation. If we get funded, that the funding goes towards developing the product, and that's basically what you're here to do. And again, JRAM, when I am going through this, if you find anything confusing or that questions, please ask, because this is what we're going to be saying to everyone. And I would love to use you as our guinea pig right now to see if we have our ducks in a row. A lot of animal references today. Sorry about that, but there's a monkey on my back. So I'll show you the team member form in a minute. But again, that 20-hour commitment, we'll keep track of it in Trello. Every week you'd come on the Monday morning call. You'd figure out what we need to do for the week. You'd sign up for the projects. 20 hours worth of work a week, and then you'd be vested the other way. And then there's also full-time employees, which we're not sure if we can pay them what they're worth right now, but the commitment would be more for a lot more ownership than the part-time employees, with management and leadership roles as opposed to project roles, if that makes sense. So the part-timers and the adjunct, as I call them, pickup project people, again, can have ownership in the company, can work their butts off, but we're more saving the leadership roles and the management roles to people who step up to that next level and show that level of commitment. And again, once we're funded compensation, you'll be compensated for your time as if you had a job. So that kind of works like that. That note taker's back. And again, we'll go over Trello, what that looks like. One of the first jobs I'm going to assign someone, if they want it, is that website development. I have been doing websites. I do them very bulletin board. I don't really have a lot of technology behind them. I just use them for information. And I would like to see the website, actually host demos and get people involved that way. I'm going to be this week helping Gianluca. Oh, I did it again. I can't touch the screens in this presentation mode. I'm so used to PowerPoint. Hold on, let me get my cursor back on the right screen and go back. And then the Epic Sprint, which is a lot of stuff that the Founders Institute requires, I guess, from us before we get funded. So we have to help Gianluca get that form in. And then the newsletter creation is just something that I want to keep the people who were at the meetup. I got several names from the form, levels of interest. I'd like to see them become testers, first customers, whatever. And the best way to do that is either one, host a weekly event. I don't think we have the interest yet for weekly events, public facing weekly events, or a newsletter just to keep them up to date with what's going on, and using HubSpot at the back end to keep aware of what is going on and who's interested, what level they're in. And I can show HubSpot in a minute. And then the dev topics, that's all going to be up to Gianluca to discuss. Do you want me to finish my stuff first before you jump in, or do you want to just briefly go over what dev topics today?
Okay, thank you, Bobby. And okay, about the topic, yeah, I think we can use this month to set up the process. Like we can start creating some stuff on Trello. Trello can be a tool that can be used either from business member and from dev member to have a backlog sorted by priority. And another the other tool is GitHub that we can use like now with pull requests, issues, and so on. But it's up to the dev members. And can I share my screen, Bobby? Sorry.
Oh, sure. Sorry, I'll stop.
Yeah,
There you go.
thank you. Yeah, it's that one. Okay, the other it's this the new UX is I tested in our system. We can also see an example here in AWS. Maybe if we want to check very okay, maybe it's the okay, the current distance is um, also that one. Also that one. Okay. Yeah, at the same time. Okay. And this is the public IP. That's the gateway. Why? Okay, it's not one. Okay, now it works. Okay, like I want to install. Okay, that's Jam um, Jam change. We before to install in the official version, we have to test the system, and so and start from them to add new features. One can be to have the link to the document, and so next step is the user dashboard, and I'd like something like what is the something like that. On the left we have the menu and the features will be add the API keys to connect to external AI model. Set different document sources like wiki pages, with docs, folder, PDF, and so on. Also text file if someone has text files, or GitHub issues and pull requests, and upload the file. It's also and all action like build knowledge base, restart services, receive error and messages, and that's important also for us because if users have an error, you can communicate us in order to fix the eventually some bugs.
I have
And
a question on that.
yeah.
So if is it possible to possibly make two different versions of the user dashboard depending on the login, being one for end users and one for developers? Because if I'm an end user and the first thing I see is add API keys, I'm going to be like, I don't know what the hell that is. I'm out. So, one user dashboard just for end users who just have questions of different systems. And then the other one for the developers of that who are ingesting documentation.
I think so. I think so. So we can have, like two versions of the dashboard. One for, like developers, and the other for
Yep.
the administrator, like
Perfect.
something like okay,
Yeah, because people who are using the system love to see the document sources, all that stuff. How to connect to the system. They really don't need to know how the system's working more
yeah.
than they just need to know how to ask a question of it. And I don't mean to interrupt, but I just want to say this before I forget. I was watching 2020 last night, and they had expose on AI in education. And if you can Google it, try to watch it. It was hosted by the gentleman who created Khan Academy. Now, do you know what Khan Academy is?
Um, no, I think it's the first.
It's a learning and education based tutoring system, I say. My kids had been using it for years. You go into fifth grade math, and there'd be dashboards and lessons and YouTube videos on your specific learning need. Well, they took that with an AI engine. And what they're doing now is they are analyzing children's questions. The AI engine is analyzing the inputted questions to create knowledge bases based off the gaps in learning, which is fascinating. But what they were selling, which is something I'd love to keep in mind, maybe as our secret sauce, they are very proprietary. So in other words, Khan Academy, you can't get at their information.
Can I ask you to spell?
Sure. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
So this is like, I've known Khan Academy for years. They have a stellar reputation in education.
Yeah, just to understand okay.
And so what they're doing is now is, but what their model is for education is, so third grade math, or let me do something I'm familiar with. Ninth grade math is algebra, or it's trigonometry. So they're building trigonometry libraries that users pay $15 a week or a month, and these are like classroom teachers. It's all over the United States in pilot programs, over 250 schools right now, third grade through 12th. So they're building these knowledge bases. And I think we touched on this before, Gianluca, where we could build a Docker knowledge base for somebody's system who uses Docker, and we could like lease them that library. So we could set up certain knowledge libraries that are still very private, so that say we're God willing, using this in a doctor's office or something. And he needs to know the latest on ACL surgeries. We have a knowledge base for that. We'll put that in your system. or he's developing a new brain, whatever. Oh, we have knowledge bases. We've gathered knowledge on that, and we've created a knowledge base for that we could just plug right into the system. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent, but I wanted to get that out of my brain before I forgot the connection. So I really thought that Khan Academy with their AI, yep, Kamingo, that's it, J-Ram, that's what they were calling it, the AI powered learning tool. But I think we can take that model that they have with those libraries and somehow fit it in our model. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's very interesting. If in your opinion, um, we will have priority in this kind of use case. We can start building a user dashboard for them if they want to use in the future. But yeah, I think at the same time the user dashboard it's a tool that all the users will need to
Yes.
test the
Oh,
system because
absolutely. Yeah. No, I was off on a tangent with that Khan Academy and Kamingo. Because right now, like for instance, we can build a knowledge base of fabric. And if somebody is just a regular company and they might want a blockchain solution, we can say, oh, why don't you just plug in our knowledge base of fabric and go ahead and ask questions and see if it's right for you? That kind of sales pitch. But that's down the road. But I just wanted us to research that Kamingo.
Do you think that is the Mistral AI dashboard, but it's similar to the other one? If the OpenAI API dashboard, it's the same. If I show you, yeah, it's quite the same. Yeah, currently that kind of system has a similar dashboard.
It's a GPT playground there.
Yeah, this is ChatGPT dashboard. We are on the left, the
Yeah,
menu,
no, that's nice.
and also Mistral AI dashboard. I think it's similar, but also I know like Hugging Face. I don't know. Yeah, it's this like the same, and GitHub the same. So we can start with some important, very important feature like the configuration, like that.
Yep. No, I think it's a great, and I think our use of color, you will make us unique if we use some greens and blues that matches our logo instead of the oranges. I think that's one way to attack that.
Yeah, I can also provide to our team member, so we can provide the same dashboard for you, for Peter, for
Yep.
Swapping, for Tripur. You can start testing, and in order to fix some bugs that can occur during the coding step. So we can start from that. Also, get some feedback like change this color, change some I don't know, some features, some button. So I think we can start from that. A very the smartest and the smallest user dashboard, considering two versions, one for administration and the other for the user that like developers and IT in general.
Yeah, and I think
And
that those dashboards, again, depending on your login, will have certain levels of information.
okay. And also, yeah, this is the dashboard, and I have some question. One question is, I'm planning that this is the epic sprint, so I'm planning that job. One is I'd like to ask to like Bill and Don, the two fundraiser organizer, uh, which they write in the mail director panel. What does it mean? It's AI FAQ directors, Funder Institute directors, or other companies directors. I want to um, write an email from to them, Dan and Bill, to understand which kind of what does it mean director panel. And
Okay,
yeah,
hold on.
yeah, just to clarify. And also, the second step is to send an email to advisors, you, Bobby, Dan, and team, to identify 20 risks, top 5 risks for each advisor plus me, about starting from the pitch deck, um, and also work on the PDF document and record the pitch deck, 5 minutes pitch deck, and so other. It's the reach out a testimonial for my founder institute experience. Also, I have some other founders in the same working group, so I can ask to them. And so but yeah, I also planned the different activities for the epic sprint.
Okay, so
And
the epic sprint, I'm just gonna, can I share my screen for a second?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
Get this done.
absolutely, absolutely.
So you're referring to this email.
Yes, yeah, the email that I forwarded to
So,
you.
by the way, you have accomplished what only 25% of the, and that's great. Congratulations. You have worked very hard, Gianluca, to make sure that this
Thank you.
company is getting off its feet. And it has not gone unnoticed, but only 25%. So you're in the you're in the top.
I have two good mentors,
Oh, thanks.
you and Peter.
So you're talented entrepreneur so far. So your business is fully ready to graduate. Demonstrate to a director's panel. So you have to demonstrate to a director's panel that your business is remain and that you have realistically achieved a plan to grow your business in the next 12 months. So demonstrate to a director's panel. I'm sure they'll set up the panel and give you a time when you have to present. That's what that sounds like, right?
Yeah, that means that I should contact some directors and schedule a meeting with
No, I
them.
don't think you have to schedule. I think they're going to schedule it.
Okay.
It might be like
Okay.
a meeting, because that, in my opinion, that says demonstrate to a director's panel. They're going to supply the director's panel for you.
Okay. But
And you
in
can
your
ask them that
opinion,
question. Say, how do we set up the director's panel?
okay, so I can write to Bill. Use
Yes.
the mail is by Bill Ripke. In your opinion, it's can I send an email to him, or it's
Oh, I would send an email right away to him saying, director's panel, who sets it up?
okay?
I'm in the
Okay.
chat. I'm writing some notes so you can have them.
Okay.
Who sets it up? So he'll probably say the answer to that question would be someone at Founders Institute will set that up. Maybe they have at graduation, or before graduation, where you have to sit and you have to, go through some directors, because you can't organize the director panel. That's, you don't have access to their schedules or anything like that. So we'll leave that one as a question. Much of the following information you have already completed available for, in those cases, you will need to spend a few hours thinking through and present this work. So you will have to present this work to the director's panel. You may need to do additional work to catch up or strengthen any mission or weak sections. Ideally, someone who knows zero about your business prior to seeing this presentation will be able to fully understand your business, your full plan, and the steps you have taken to prove that you can accomplish this in 12 months. So you need another presentation, Gianluca. Yet
No problem.
another presentation with this information, which I'm sure is just a lot of putting the information from the other presentations together.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need a PDF that contains the following. And I think, let me see if I have that somewhere. I put that in
I checked it out. Interesting.
in a chatbot where we can just answer
Uh-huh.
these, where you can plug in the answers to these questions, and then we can share it as a PDF. If you want to work right in Trello, that's fine. The card, you just have to go in and edit it.
Okay.
While we're here real quick, before we continue with the letter, let me just explain to JRAM. Have you ever used Trello before, JRAM?
No, it's my first time.
Okay, so I will send you an email link where you'll have access to it. So what basically it is, it's a way to keep track of our time and our assignments. So this column is things that we are working on or want to work on. This is things that we're doing today. So today in the monthly meeting, I invited everybody. We're talking about just about everything. And here was the agenda. When we're finished, I will summarize or steal the notes from Victor, who seems to be in our meeting, and summarize the meeting and then those meeting notes. So if you ever miss a meeting or want to know what's going on, and I'll find out where the recordings are too and attach them, are always stored in the meeting notes. So when we're done with this meeting, I'm going to put it over here or I'm going to put it up here for people to find who want to know what we talked about. Team building is one of the things that I'm going to go over if we have time today, but we're working on that epic sprint. So if you're doing something, it goes in the doing column. And if it's finished, it goes in the done column. So we had that meetup. Here's all the information on the meetup. Here's the presentations, the PowerPoints. I'll get the video for that. So if you want to go back to see what the meetup is, you'd have the presentation, you'd have the video, you'd have everything stored in meeting notes. Founder stuff, this is just stuff to get the company going. If you're interested in that, we are very transparent as a company. Feel free to go through all our corporate documentation because I'm writing it as we speak. But that's kind of how it is. So if you are working on something and don't see a card for it, you would just go to add a card and say it's Jay's dashboard. You're working on a dashboard. So I'll just put that on there to show you how it works. Then you would edit the card. You can add members. So you'd be working on it and you'd obviously want Gianluca involved. And you can put a label in, this is product development. So people can see what the card is. And then you can write any kind of notes, attach files, do whatever, and keep everything stored in here. Eventually, we will be able to put how many hours you work on this project. So for instance, you come in the morning, first thing you're going to do when you have some time to work is you're going to go to Trello. You're going to see the to-do projects. Oh, I need to work on my dashboard. To show people that you're working on it, you can move it over to here. You can move it back. When you're completed with the dashboard, you'd move it over to done. So that's basically how the cards work. I'm going to leave that there. Oh no, I'm actually going to delete this because can I delete the card? Oh no, I can't. I just have to archive it. So I can move it over to there for now, and I'll delete it when I figure it out. We also have one set up for dev issues, and I don't know if Gianluca has made the decision yet, whether GitHub Actions or this will be good, but you can put all your testing, new user interface issues. You can put all the information here. And again, same thing, move it over to here, doing completed bugs. So I set this up a little differently. And again, I'm not a developer, so I do not know if this is effective, but to do for testing, and doing and completing, and then bugs the same thing. You could have all cards under reported bugs, and then you could also put a doing column and a completed for the bugs, and then a wish list column, which would be features that people have mentioned that we want to work on. So that would also, go ahead.
So sorry. So in my opinion, we definitely use Trello, which is also shared with other people. Maybe the dev team can set up something like, I don't know, write the priority in red, it's in kind of error, or green if is on a wish list, or I don't know, like orange in case of warning. So setup, it's up to dev team, but we can definitely use that one. And the GitHub is only for the I don't know, like the dev, the GitHub management. So here are it's more complete because are lots of features.
Got it.
So maybe we can start with Trello, and if someone ask some change, like I don't know, add also
Well,
this kind of
you
card.
can direct these labels, so you can edit this
Mhm.
label and put
Mhm.
top priority. I'm just making it up as I go along. I even
Mhm.
spelled it wrong. Top tables,
Okay.
right? And then you save it. And then when you are creating an issue, you can have all of these labels set
Mhm.
up. So for this particular issue, I'll say it's that. And then when you close it, you go to the
Mhm.
dashboard, you can see what label it is right there.
Okay.
So the color
And
coding, would be how you attach the labels.
mhm.
You can edit those labels. You can, do whatever. I don't think we need.
Yeah, perfect. It's good, very good to use.
And then
Uh,
again, you can, if you want one big row of like product development, you could do that. You can put testing here and then add a column for completed. So you can so these would be regular features. You'd move the card in if you're doing it.
mhm.
And once you're finished with that task, you can move it to complete. And
Mhm.
you can do the same thing for people who are testing. They can write their issues
Mhm.
here. You can set up a column here for doing and completed for testing. Same thing for bugs and wish
Mhm.
lists. So this can go very, you can have it automate a lot of visual cues for jobs that need to be completed depending on what
Mhm.
column they're in. And you can change the color of these. So again, I'm not going to edit the dev board. I'm just going to keep working
Mhm.
on the main board.
Mhm.
But see, we do have some dev issues on the main board too, because creating
Mhm.
user guides for the product is something that is not just a development issue. It might be,
Mhm.
so there might be some overlap while we're getting started and figuring all this out. But we're working on it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And also, I think also the when we start, we can set up the process. Talking also with Peter,
Yes.
if I don't know, maybe he wants to add something on the wish list, and we can also talk about some small rules. I don't know, when you add something in wish list, please add a short description and also a screenshot or a mock-up if you need some changes. Another, I think, important, we can also add the schedule, like a small Gantt of the task, may be useful for people who as part-time, because they can handle
Yes.
the time. We can provide flexible time schedule to people uh, which work as part-time position. In that case, I don't know, maybe someone has session or other kind of commitment. They can take a task and add the deadline.
Yes. Well,
The deadline.
once we get funded and we can pay, this is a paid. I'm
Mm-hmm.
on a free version. On a paid
Mm-hmm.
version, when you click
Mm-hmm.
here under the project, it would give you how many hours you're allotting for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people actually work on it, they can click on those hours as used, and we can see who used the hours. So you can see as projects are getting worked on, who's working on them when they go into Trello to start it. But getting back to your email, where did that go?
Mm-hmm.
I have that somewhere. Hold on, I'll get rid of this. There it is. So the Word PDF, that format in Trello, let me see if I can do this. No, I can't. So I'm going to shrink Trello. So that format in Trello that I put could be a good holder for the 15 to 2,000 words.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's just a matter of putting the stuff in from your PowerPoints and then
Mm-hmm.
leaving slides open for me, you, and Peter and whoever else, JRAM, to put
Mhm.
in so that you can complete this?
Yeah, maybe I can create a new Google Doc, and because I think it's a PDF file, so like Google Doc, I can create Google Doc and share with you this Google Doc with starting from the text, the requirements on the text, and also um, I have lots of content here, like the value proposition, the customer archetype. Some of points I already have some of them,
Okay, perfect.
and
And if that framework in Trello helps you on the card, use it. If not, just it was again
maybe
just to outline.
you can. Oh, sorry. You can put the Google Docs link on Trello.
Uh-huh. Well, I will do
Yeah,
that. Yes, I will.
yeah. I will create, and yeah, I will create now new Google Doc, and like can add like Epic Sprint, this other kind of
I
like
should
it's
stop sharing my screen. There we go.
Epic Sprint. I think like a final Epic Sprint can be
So let me
final.
edit.
And this is the title, and from email, yeah, I can start from here.
Okay, so you're putting a document in, or do you want me to do the document?
Yeah, I'm sharing the document now. Yeah, there is the okay, share uh, editor, copy link on. Yeah, put the link on the chat. So everybody can see the document and can also change the document or add commands or read and so on.
I
Oh,
put the
perfect.
outline.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a good
You just
start.
take out what's in there and put your information in, and
Yeah.
it's if you use it or not. And then I'm going to put this on the Trello board. So I copied that. Up, where did my board go? It was right. So I will put it on Epic Sprint. I always forget to hit save down here. So now that's the documents right there. So if anybody needs to get in it to edit, or if you need any help with it, let us know. So the Epic Sprint we're going to be working on, and just getting back because we're running out of time to team building for JRAM. We have a meeting tomorrow with the lawyer and accountant that is setting up the company, where we're going to be talking about the team members. This basically is the template that we're going to ask him how to word it and compensate for this, which we kind of talked about the level of commitment and what the actual terms are. And Appendix B would be, how we're going to keep track of the hours, that kind of stuff. So we're going to be working on this tomorrow and then have it handed out to the team members to sign up. It will also show what percentage investing interest will be in here. I don't have that on here, or don't have that on here now, but Appendix A will show what the hourly rates, the compensation, and that kind of information once we discuss it with the legal team. So that's in the Trello board if you are interested in looking at it. And it was, this is our idea. So again, you'll be hearing more about joining the team formally. And then that's when we'll start keeping track of people's time to be compensated. And I think that all of this is going to fall into place on January 1st is when our actual incorporation date starts. So we have like 2 weeks left to figure all this out and get it all ready for January 1st. So that is the team building. Again, Gianluca, if you need help with this in any way, like when you want to record your professional pitch, we can just do that in a PowerPoint, meaning that I can record when you're doing a presentation, or you can just do a YouTube video, however you want that pitch to look. If you want my help with that, let me know.
Yeah, maybe because it's also asked for where is the yeah, another request is um, the five risks for each advisor. So one, you can, if you have time, you can give me the five risks that you think for this kind of company, risks maybe on market and or other competitors, or if the poor idea without secret sauce, which kind of risk do you think? Up to five risks, and the other will be Don and Tim and me. So up to 20 risks, and I will face on this document. So if you think to that five risks, your opinions, and when you have time, please send me. I can start work on that. Because this is it identifies the top five risks that you and each of your three advisors see in the plan.
I
Up
don't
to
envy
20.
you. I don't envy us this stuff. How are like the current state of your detailed road mapping, including features, cost, and delivery time? That's going to be a hard roadmap to build, but I guess you're not sworn to it, so it can change. But that's a tough one. If you need help with that too, okay, so product team change. An explanation of how you'll manage your personal finance, giving your salary and budget, specific details on each funding round, including the amounts, funding sources, and how specifically you would need to hold accountable each month. Okay, here we go. Identify the top each of your three advisors. Yeah, I'll work on that.
You are the startup advisor, so if you have time, you can send me the five risks of that company, the top five risks, and also send an email to Dan and to Tim.
Got it. Okay, I have it on a card.
Thank you.
That means we have to do it.
Thank you.
It's on a card. So there, yeah, we'll help you with that. And again, when you need help with recording, let me know. And then hopefully we will. So I think the last meeting, so looking at the week ahead, we have the meeting this afternoon. And JRAM, I'll drop the link in the chat for that. If you're interested in joining this meeting, it is. Oh, I have a
Yeah,
part.
maybe in blockchain.
I'm on the wrong day. Here we go. So this is a session we were invited to. That's not it. There it is, Inherit. So a company that's just starting up with a digital vault. I don't know if you're interested in joining this call, but here is the Zoom link. I'll put it in the chat. Hold on a second.
Yeah, no problem.
So that's a meeting I'm going to join. Hold on a second. I have to step away for a moment. You guys can talk. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
No, no problem. This is the company. It's a blockchain company.
The meeting is about what, Gianluca?
Okay, it's yeah, I will check. It's in a 2 hours, starting in a 2 hours. If now it's 10 o'clock in New York, in Philadelphia, and it's 12 from 12 p.m. to 12:45. But I think I can also invite you. So do you have the link maybe how to
And
do
again, I
that?
have no idea if this is relevant to what we're doing. It's just a company that reached out to us to come and join them. So we're going to be doing the same thing, and hopefully people will join us. So let's see what they have to say. And then tomorrow we're going to have a 9 o'clock meeting with the accountant and the lawyer and get all the paperwork hopefully moving along for the incorporation on January 1st. And we also have a meeting with Peter, I think, tomorrow. I'd really like that tomorrow because Thursday I might be busy. So we'll see how that goes for the week. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if Gianluca has anything else.
Just 30-second questions is the question is that one. I received an email from AWS that they want to try to require today 300 US dollar in AWS credit. Yeah, based on your profile qualification, you received an invite to ask us $300 credits. To help our clients about their company. We want to help you to create proof of concept for your company. Is it interesting? In your opinion, to ask? Yeah, I think they want to ask us our main topic, and if interesting, they give us 300 US dollar as AWS credits.
I think that's great.
That's great.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yes.
I can complete.
Yeah,
As soon
free
as
stuff is
possible.
always great.
Okay.
Especially
Yeah,
with
I
someone like
also.
AWS, because then you can say, like, we're partners with them.
Yeah.
Put their name
But
on our website then.
yeah, one I verified it's not phishing email. So, and the other thing is, I think AWS can be one of the best clients because they have lots of documents, and the AWS configuration, it's interesting. It's a very useful tool, but it's difficult to do that. So I have
Yeah.
experience in that. So in my opinion, if I have one tool like a FAQ specific for AWS, I want to pay like $10 for months to use that. This is my opinion. So I will fill out the form and ask to the credit. Thank you. Finish my question.
Oh, no, that's great. And I just put something in the chat. It would be awesome if AWS is a partner and a client.
Okay.
I dream big. Now I want them as our first client.
Yeah, maybe if you have a contact in the future, we can ask them. We can also try to train our system with their documents. There are lots of
Exactly.
documents.
And that's what I'm saying. Have that library. We have an AWS library. If your company needs that, it's an extra, dollar to your weekly subscription or monthly subscription. That was that business case with Khan Academy and their new product with AI,
Mhm.
whereas the different schools would just sign up for the library they needed, for instance, algebra or trigonometry. We could kind of do the same thing in the modern computing world with companies like AWS. So it's something to keep in mind. It's on my wish
Okay.
list. Anyway, my other wish list, which we didn't get to, and we have like 2 minutes left. This is the outline for the website. Right now, the website has the home team, which really needs to be worked on again. We need an about us with the meet the team page needs to be, so all this stuff needs to be worked on. It is WordPress. If anybody needs to get to the username or login, it's on the card. I think it works. It works for me, but I'm already logged in, so I don't know if it'll work for you. But it's a WordPress editor. It's so easy to use. Even I can do it. As far as adding pages, adding paragraphs, media, I mean, it's just WordPress. It's really easy to use. I have no design capabilities in my blood whatsoever. If I see something, I know it looks good, but I can't create it from scratch. So this is the best I can do for our website, and it's awful. So
No, no, it's good. It's good to start. I think it's good.
it has
It's
the
good to
information.
start.
Again, this might be an old video, Gianluca, that, and then this is the try FAQ here, which is the YouTube video again. So if we want demos on here, again, this is what my goal is for our website. How long it takes us to get there, I don't know, but if anybody, again, the link is in the Trello board. If you need a login, let me know and I'll figure out what it is and send it your way, for anyone who wants to work on it. And again, if you do work on it, you just go in to edit the description and say, put your name, how many hours you worked on it, what you did. That would be great. But again, we're not really keeping track until the first of the year when we incorporate people's hours. So this would just be volunteer. If you know anyone on the meeting, or if anyone who's not here is listening to the call, feel free to reach out to me if you want to work on the website. Any more questions?
No,
No
no.
more.
Okay, so hopefully I'll see you on the meeting at noon. I will secure the meeting with the accountant tomorrow with Peter and see if he can make our Thursday meeting Tuesday, or Friday, whatever one works for everybody on the team. And hopefully I will talk to everyone soon. Thank you for coming, Jay Ram and Gianluca. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Jara. Talk
Thank you.
soon.
Thank you, Gianluca.
Bye. Talk soon.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.